Hey there, Patrick again. In a previous long form video, I went through the 5 different stages of the buying and selling process and the different roles and sales hats that your team might be wearing. I'll include a link to that video here in the notes. I thought it'd be helpful to go back and revisit those 5 roles in a little more detail and talk about 5 specific areas. 1 is the role, 2 is the responsibility, 3 is the KPIs that you might track, 4 is the personality style, motivators, and whatnot. And then 5 is the possible incentive structure that you might consider using for those 5 roles. First things first, we had our influencers. So those are the people that are laying the foundation and telling the story of your company and your brand. Phase 2 is your hunter. They're going to be the people identifying and qualifying specific leads and opportunities for specific deals. And then this video is about the expert. Some people call it the subject matter expert. Could be just a regular expert, could be an engineer, could be an applications engineer, could be a presenter, a lot of different names for this role. But these are the people that really know your industry, know your space, know the technology, know the software, whatever it is, they know it in and out. They may not have even started with your company as a salesperson. They may have been your right-hand man or right-hand gal. They may have been started in as an engineer. They may have a degree in engineering, but they've been now ushered into a position where they are involved in the sales process as the presenter or expert during the process. So their role, as the name implies, is the expert. They're going to be the go-to for anything technical or any questions on whether or not your company can or should do a deal. They're going to be the one presenting the details of the opportunity. They may be in a meeting with the hunter or the influencer who brought the deal to the table, but they're going to be the ones doing the talking at this part of the sales process. And this part of the sales process is when the buyer is really kind of identifying their options and they're in the education phase of their buying process. So this is where this presenter will be. The responsibility is really just to be accurate, make sure that the buyer is getting exactly what they want and what they're looking for, and that the company is being represented well. Personality style of these folks, generally higher on the analytic detail spectrum. They will want to be accurate and correct. And they're not generally high communicators, but they probably have some good adapted behavior in this area from doing this job for some time. So what motivates them and excites them is just doing a good job. They just want to, be right. They want to look good. They want the company to look good. And that's what gets them up in the morning, gets them excited. Incentive structure for these folks, based on their personality and their role, is typically fairly high base pay. It wouldn't be unusual for a company to have them 100% base pay and not participating in any sort of performance incentive. I'd like to have them, really kind of dialed in on the, part of the buying process and part of the selling process and have some skin in the game. In that note, it's also really kind of tricky sometimes to have KPIs because they're just doing meetings and a part of deals that are already being tracked somewhere else. So sometimes for KPIs or, kind of letting them know if they're doing a good job, I've deployed like a 360-degree review process, like a peer review process where, they can get feedback from the different salespeople on the team or from the operations folks or anybody involved in the process. They can get some good feedback on how they're doing regularly on deals and just in general, rather than like a KPI number of like a certain amount of quotes or a certain amount of meetings or whatnot. So that's that. And then, if you can get a little bit of performance pay in there, 10, 20% of their income being performance pay, that's a win too. So that's your next step. That's your expert. I'm going to include a little graphic in the notes of this video to kind of give you a little more overview on that also. So hope this is helpful. Thanks.